So how would you handle something like that as well, where now there's this really prolonged period, like let's say a year?
Now you have to go back. You have to go backwards. That's the only way to handle it. So that's why I wanted to jump in along the way, because I think I've already answered your question, but let me just go over it. The way I would handle that now is I would start over again, and I would get as close as possible to the mother-in-law's subjective experience of her, your friend, right? That's the work that I do, because I thought your question was going to be, not even a question, like, see, narcissists don't change. These people don't change. But the question would be but you're saying, but how could they change? Like, what would you do now? So once you're in this place, you have to go back to the beginning. And the beginning is getting close to their subjective experience. That's the containing thing that I mentioned earlier, listening, asking inquisitive questions, letting them know that you could hear them, and validating. Listen, if you validate, okay, Olivia, you're not validating that your friend did this or did that. You're validating that this was her experience of it, so she could feel heard. And that's when people become more regulated, when they begin to feel heard. That goes back to the kid who scraped his knee. So that's what I would do. So they need an intervention with the Narcissism Decoder, right? I'm just kidding. But you see, they need an intervention to start this whole thing over again, to go back to the beginning, where we can contain, validate, ask inquisitive questions. The mother-in-law can feel understood. And only when she feels understood and heard, maybe, and I say maybe because I don't know how, not everybody responds, but then maybe if the trust starts to develop and she feels like you're not going to judge her or tell her what reality is, she can begin to hear an alternative perspective. Because that's one of the main characteristics also that we didn't even discuss with personality disorders. One perspective, right? And they stay rooted to it. They have one reality, and they get rooted, and it gets ossified, and they have a hard time opening up their mind to nuances and different opinions. So that stuff has to happen slowly over time. So that's what you would have to do, Olivia, in this situation.